Money FM 89.3, best of the afternoon update. Eco Money on Money FM 89.3.
Good afternoon, I'm Rachel Kelly. It's time for Eco Money now, where we bring you the latest in sustainability and finance, although today we're talking sustainability and strategy and why data is important for a company's ESG or sustainable strategy. Now, did you know that the Asia-Pacific region is actually at risk of falling behind to achieve the 2030 targets of the Sustainable Development Goals set out by the UN? One of the key challenges here is the availability of data in the region to track accurate progress, led by factors such as delayed data collection, as several economies in the region postponed censuses and surveys due to movement restrictions imposed as a result of the pandemic. To find out more about this, we're going to be joined on the line now by Quentin Fouesnant, who is a Managing Director Asia Pacific at FiscalNote ESG Solutions. Quentin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Rachel. Pleasure to be here.
Great to have you with us, Quentin, and congratulations on your new role.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're really excited and a lot of good stuff to do in Singapore.
Well, I should say double congratulations. You've got a new role and a new office. You've launched a new office space in Singapore. Let's start there. What does this mean for FiscalNote? Can you tell us more about FiscalNote's presence in Singapore? Are you expanding? Are you hiring? Who are you hiring? How many people are you looking at? What's going on?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So we're really excited. We got a brand new office in Singapore. We got a great team there. So we've built a team already for the past few years. And now we started to expand. So we also started operating in Australia starting last month. Mm-hmm. And we're expanding globally. So obviously, we're looking for very passionate people that want to work on sustainability. And in particular, we're looking for ESG and carbon specialists.
What kind of qualifications do you need to be an ESG and a climate change or carbon specialist? Because we've seen this particular sector pick up quite a bit, right? A lot of people are hiring in this space.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question because there's definitely a big tension in the market. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's going for talent and everyone has target to meet with regards to sustainability goals. So a lot of the talent we hire are coming generally from consultancies or have been working in-house with big corporate to actually meet their sustainability targets. One of the things we see as well is that as we go forward and there's more need for ESG talent, universities in Singapore and the region are starting to build some new curriculums around this. So, people starting to learn about how do I do a carbon inventory? How do I calculate the emissions for a company, things like this.
It's a whole new green workforce. So, Quentin, tell us more about this new solution that FiscalNote has launched that you are heading here in Singapore, FiscalNote ESG Solutions. What exactly are you doing when it comes to data ESG? How are you helping your clients? What's changed here? What are you offering?
Sure. Well, the first thing you need to know is where our clients are coming from, right? Because they're under massive pressure to become sustainable. The customers, the investors, everybody's looking at them. But it's still remaining a very big challenge because they need the right tools and the right people to tackle such a big issue. So what we have done with FiscalNote is to build a comprehensive ESG platform and advisory solution to help our clients become sustainability leaders. So to give you a concrete example, when you hear one of your favorite brands that are going to say they're going to go net zero, everyone is very excited about that, right? We have an actual software that can help them measure their emissions and make sure they find a path towards achieving these goals. So for us, it doesn't really matter whether you're a very beginner or very advanced on your sustainability journey. What we do is we bring the tools and the expertise to bring you to the next level.
And let's put that in perspective now, because according to a recent report, progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals within the region, the Asia-Pacific region, has slowed. This is on the back of the pandemic and, climate change have really exacerbated development challenges as well. The region is not on track to achieve any of the 17 SDGs, according to one report. What role does data collection play here, though?
Yeah, sure. So data is key here because it's what we rely on to actually measure the progress towards the SDGs. and know whether we are on track. One of the things that I'm saying is that operating without data is trying to lose weight without a weighing scale. You can definitely do it. You might lose a few kg, but you just have no clue how much. And it's the same thing for sustainability. If you want to set goals properly, if you want to achieve them, you need data to back that up. So one of the good news is that the report is showing we're going in the right direction, but there's still way too many organizations that do not have this clear picture of their impact. And, this is very painful for them because I remember speaking to someone, they were working at a big MNC, and they told me, I spent 9 out of 12 months in the year collecting data for my company. And it's time that they can spend doing something else that maybe might have a positive social impact. So that's really at the core of what we do with FiscalNote ESG Solutions. It's really to help those companies do this whole process painlessly and efficiently so they can spend time on what matters.
And how do you ensure, though, that they get access to the right data? Because if they end up with a data dump, they could become overwhelmed and that could impact the strategy or, ensuring that they're able to take action on the data that they receive. Can you perhaps give us some examples of how this kind of data strategy has positively impacted or affected one of your clients?
Sure. Well, we help clients on many fronts. One of the things to know is that when you work on sustainability, you don't have to do it all at once, right? There's a strategy, there's a roadmap, so you can take it step by step. And that's what we've done with one of our big clients, which is Dole. It's an agri company. Right. They're famous for their bananas and pineapple and other products you can buy in the supermarkets in Singapore. And by using the software solution, they were able to collect information very efficiently across dozens of countries and come up with a clear picture of their emission. The whole process was very transparent, and we support that with experts so that they know how to do that along the way. And it's something that they did before, but they still very much benefited from the platform to work on this. Otherwise, we have some companies that might be a little bit earlier in the stage where they're very new to sustainability. So in those cases, we might work with them to, help them understand what it means for them and build a strategy around this so that they can embed sustainability within the organization. And one of the important things is that, of course, we're talking carbon here because, it's always taking center stage in our discussions, but it goes far beyond than that because when you look at ESG, you have to pay attention to other issues. There's diversity and inclusion or health and safety, things like this.
And that's a really important point as well, because there was a recent article in The Economist and it highlighted that perhaps the S and the G should fall away and the E of ESG should be replaced with emissions. How do you balance those three with your clients when you're looking at data to tackle issues such as ESG and climate change or looking at sustainability reporting?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because it's always a fine balance, right? As much as you can be carbon neutral, if you're using, let's say, an energy efficient ship to overfish in the Pacific Ocean, you're not going to have a very positive impact on the planet. So what matters is that we bring the expertise, and that's why we, went very big on hiring consultants that have a lot of experience to help advise our clients on what are the issues that are what we call material to them. So in other words, is what are the issues that I should care about as a business given the industry that I'm in? And sometimes it might be carbon. There's always going to be carbon there, but there's a lot of other issues that they need to pay attention to, like biodiversity. So even within the E, you just don't have carbon. There's a lot of other topics that we can look at.
That's right. Quentin, what are some of the key trends that you see, though, when you're working with clients on ESG solutions with FiscalNote?
Well, I would say there's several kind of signals we're seeing in the market. And if I look at Singapore specifically, the regulations are definitely driving a lot of what companies are doing, right? So this year was a pretty big year with very positive signals. We had changes in the carbon tax that's going to increase. So a lot of companies are going to go very hard on measuring their emission, making sure they can reduce to minimize the financial impact. But we also have SGX that's pushing publicly listed companies to become more transparent about their sustainability disclosures. So all of those things added to the customer pressure is going to drive more transparency, and hopefully we'll have better clarity towards whether or not those companies are on track to meet their targets.
The heat is on in more ways than one. Quentin, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Quentin Fouesnant, Managing Director, Asia Pacific at FiscalNote ESG Solutions. You're listening to Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at moneyfm893.sg or download our audio app. That's AWEDIO. Available on Google Play or the App Store.